Good day, Grand Rising. Welcome to At Its Pace. Today, we are going to talk about a topic that I'm going to have to explain a little bit to you all and to Mark, but as soon as I explain it, I'm sure you will get it. I am studying for my pediatric board exam. And one of the things that I am reviewing right now in the practice of physical therapy is how we learn. And most recent studies suggest that through motor learning, we learn best through task-specific activities. Task-specific activities. So we're moving away from, okay, go over there and do 3 sets of 10 of leg raises. No, if your knee is hurt, I want you to do, it hurts when you go up and down the stairs. I want you to go up and down the stairs 10 times. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So in marriage, I want to know why we don't practice more task-specific training. We just expect our spouses to know the A to the Z of what's going on in life instead of saying, honey, here's how you do this, A, B, C, and D, and now let's practice it. Instead, we spend a lot of years, you know what I meant. How come you ain't read my mind? You know how I feel. Why do we do that when most recent studies talk about how we learn better through task-specific training?
So give me an example.
I just gave you an example. I gave you a full example.
A day within a marriage. What would that look like?
I'm going to ask it backwards. What's something that you want me to do better?
I should have not started that question.
You should have answered it when I asked you to give me an example. That's what you should have done.
That makes sense. And I think most of the time
we backed out of that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
We try to lead by example, but without communication, it's not necessarily task oriented because you don't know that you should be paying attention to an example that's presented before you to make sure that those are the necessary steps to take when completing a certain task.
Right. And I think it goes back to sometimes because we don't know how to get the words out, especially for me, like I have to do things to know how to do it. Sometimes it's harder for me to explain, or at least I say that it is. It's harder for me to explain something than to just do it myself. But then me doing it myself leads to frustration. So why don't I, if my husband is asking me he's saying, I want to help you. I need to be specific in that and ask for exactly what I need, show him how to do it so that not that I'm trying to train my husband, but that he knows what the expectations are. I really was not walking into that. I'll give you another example. Okay, so I am to the world pretty techno savvy, to the world. To my husband and to my child, and those who know me, I kind of just let them do it. But I end up messing myself up because they'll just take stuff from me and they'll do it. And I'm saying if they want to become independent of me, there's got to be some kind of exchange of task specific training so that I know. And the person who's teaching can't get frustrated that why didn't you get it on the first time? Well, because maybe I don't. Maybe I can't. Maybe I need more help.
So would this be a good example? We have an iPhone and it's in a different language. And so instead of just going to correct and make the correction so that you can continue to use the iPhone the way you want to use it, I should show you the steps necessary to take to correct it in the future so that you don't necessarily have to interact, but you already know the steps that you should follow to make a correction if your iPhone is in a different language.
Yes, but you also have to take in consideration how you are training that person.
Yes.
So, for example, if my phone is in French and I am not with you and you start giving me directions and I don't know what the first of it is on my phone, I might need a different kind of training. And I think that's what happens. The trainer gets frustrated. I told you but maybe I didn't get it that way. maybe it's the teacher's responsibility to teach and not the student's responsibility to learn first.
And I think also what's frustrating is if you find yourself in a position, most people would think that you could possibly retread your steps to get out of that situation. But if you don't know how you got into it, you can't necessarily get out of it because you didn't pay attention to the landmarks that provided the steps necessary to back up.
Yeah, I guess so. But I think it comes down to grace for the trainer. That's what
Yeah.
it comes down to. So let me back this up and start it the way I finished it. I mean, finish it the way I started it. As a therapist, I can't get upset at my clients or my patients if they aren't responding well to the way I am training them. They might have some deficits, but that's what they came to me for. I'm responsible for figuring out what that deficit is and then still training them where they are. So in marriage, I know we don't want to feel like, oh, I'm training him to do this. Oh, he's training me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in love, we got to have the grace because we're trying to do this as one, right? We've got to have the grace to teach in love and to correct in love and most importantly, train in love. But I think we jump over that and we get in trouble because you just know, you should know. Well, maybe I don't. Maybe I honestly don't. Maybe I was writing a note to somebody behind me when that lesson was on the board.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So task specific training in your marriage is super important. You need to be the trainer at times and you need to be the trainee. Most importantly, it takes grace, humility, communication, and love at his pace.
Be well, be blessed.